It's 6 o'clock, and I'd like to call the Long Lake Township Board meeting to order. The date is February 10th, 2015. Would you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Rosa,
Here.
Maney,
Here.
Leonardson,
Here.
Wagner,
Here.
Garvin,
Here.
Schaub,
Here.
Austin is here.
Okay, we have a quorum of the board. Item 4 is public comment. Would anyone like to speak under public comment tonight? Peter?
Yes. Pete Hill, 1613 Outer Drive West. This is a comment, a personal comment, not, well, as a Long Lake Association representative. I noticed that you have your renewal of your township insurance policy on the agenda tonight. And I couldn't tell from reading the materials that were on with the packet, you know, exactly whether or not this policy covers volunteers as far as either working out there or using township equipment out there. If it doesn't, I guess I would suggest that it does, so that we can use whatever tools the township has, and there's no liability for the township. So that's what I'd like to do, is encourage the township to obtain insurance against liability for acts of volunteers causing injury or damage to person or property. So
Okay.
that'd be my
We
suggestion.
can discuss that when it comes to it.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Anyone else like to speak at this time?
Good evening.
Hi.
My name is Bill Mauser, and I'm a Grand Traverse County Road Commissioner. And as I'm sure most of you know, the road commissioners do divide up amongst ourselves various government agencies and townships and so forth, which we all sort of act as liaison to. And we did a little shuffling this year, and I was appointed to take on Long Lake Township as well as Garfield Township and Grand Traverse County Parks and Rec. So I don't have anything, I guess, specific as far as any kind of report other than what's probably included in your packets from the manager's report. Other than just let you know if you need anything, you know, we can always be contacted through the Grand Traverse County Road Commission office you know, for specific needs to meet at any specific meeting. Many of the townships do have common meeting dates. Second Tuesdays of the month are very popular. So we're not able to come to every meeting, but we can certainly you know, come to any meeting which is required for any specific answer. So if you need anything, please feel free to call.
Bill, for the records, could you please spell your last name so I get it right the first time?
M-O-U-S-E-R.
Okay, thanks.
Any questions?
Yes. One thing for you, sir, we tried with all your predecessors here, and we haven't gotten too far, and I feel you're the man to get the job done. We've got 2 dead trees just down the road here we've been trying to get cut.
All taken care of.
Is it?
Oh, look at there.
Toby called me
See how
a few
quick that
days
was?
ago.
Oh,
He's marked them. They're getting bids for certain trees to take down.
Okay.
These are one. So
Wow.
he has contacted me.
See how easy that was.
boy.
I
Yeah.
like his speed.
Yeah.
About 8 years now?
And I guess kind of as a generality that the winter weather being what it is, our crews have been, I think, spending a lot more time this winter doing some tree work than they have in previous years. So I think that all comes down to just the fact that we are, I think, as a whole, working a little more efficiently and trying to provide you know, a higher level of service without adding greater levels of cost. So I think changes we've made in structure and from the top to bottom, and we're still working on that. We've got a lot of things in the works, and we did let 9 projects, somewhere between $8 and $9 million worth of work to be done, with other projects also possible. So hopefully we're gonna see a lot of activity here in the county this coming summer. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else under public comment? If not, we will move on to our consent calendar.
Under consent this evening, we have Township Board minutes of January 13th, regular meeting, Treasurer's report of December 31st, 2014, Zoning Department, Grand Traverse County Road Commission, Grand Traverse Fire, Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Department, Planners Report, and Station 10 Fire. Does anyone from the board wish to have any of those items pulled for further discussion?
Hearing none, is there a motion to
Madam
approve?
Chairman, also.
Leonardson, is there support? Trish, was that you? Okay. Trish, support. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Item 6 is approval or amendment to the agenda. I have nothing to change on the agenda tonight.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as is.
Maney?
I'll support.
Shab? Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Item 7 is conflict of interest statement. Is there anything on the agenda that would be a conflict of interest for any of you? If not, we will move on to our second public comment. Anything else? Oh, Sunny came. I didn't see you sneak in. Anyone like to
It's because
speak
I'm so skinny.
again under public comment?
I'm hiding them.
No comment.
We'll move on to special reports, and you're just in time, Sunny.
There you go. Well, things at the county are a little busy. You know, we're having issues, not really issues, it's just gonna take a little bit for 4 new commissioners to get up on speed of all the things that we're doing. They've spent extensive amount of time in the last few days, the last couple of weeks with all of the county departments, trying to get a handle on what each of the departments does, what services they provide, and you know, how they do things. We're going to discuss tomorrow night the possibility of bringing an individual in who specializes in results-based budgeting. Seeing if we can find more efficient ways to manage our budget. Let's see how that goes. It's been brought up recently, the same discussion was held about probably 5 or 6 years ago. And we actually at that time went out for an RFP, got bids from a couple different firms to come in and do the same types of things. And at that time, it was deemed that we would do the public input process ourselves and we wouldn't contract with the company to come and do it. It came with a pretty sizable price tag. But we're gonna go through the exercise again and see if, you know, things change. This gentleman has an office in Chicago they're asking us to see. He's involved with the government finance office, and he has a place in Chicago. He likes to come to Traverse City, so he's agreed to come for strictly his travel expenses. So we're going to talk tomorrow night about negotiating a contract and inviting him to come. They put out a little Google Doodle thing to try to figure out when all of us could make a special meeting for that purpose. Other than that, moving forward, you know, I talked about, you know, as you talk about the budget and how you're gonna manage the budget into the future, probably one of the most important things that we need to do is to reevaluate the strategic plan. The county has a 3-year strategic plan, which as of right now is set through 2016. But we need to evaluate with the new board, and you know, things have changed in our community, whether or not those goals and objectives are still in the right order that they need to be, or whether we need to reprioritize some things. Some of them may have been completed, you know, whether they're something we still want to move forward with. So as part of this budget process, I think it's key that we also discuss the strategic plan as to whether or not those are still our objectives and goals that we have before us. And other than that, I don't think I have too much. I know that one thing that you might be interested in, the park at Twin Lakes went out for an RFP for an event planner to come in and manage events within the park. I'm not sure how they did with the RFP. I believe they were closing today. They extended them a week because they were actually due last week. I spent a little time with the RFP. I'm not quite sure that what they're asking for in the RFP they're going to find. They're talking about basically turning Twin Lakes into a special event center. And they're projecting income dollar amounts that, you know, I know a lot of events that have been held at Twin Lakes and would not even consider that venue at those kind of price tags. So we'll see how it goes. You know, just an example, they projected a, you know, full-blown facility week or wedding there at $8,500. You know, because of the fact that my wife does a little bit of that, I do know that we've done weddings at the City Opera House for about $5,000, at the waterfront, or at the Great Wolf Lodge for about $6,000, and for $9,000 you can do Grand Traverse Resort. I don't believe the venue at Twin Lakes will ever get to that level, to where it will bring those kind of monies. But obviously, someone on their committee or someone that they're listening to is, you know, giving them that advice. So we'll see what happens. You know, at this point, the one thing that happened last week is they passed a county ordinance which will restrict swimming at Twin Lakes to, you can be ticketed if you're swimming outside of the designated swim area.
And who's gonna watch that?
It can be policed by either the park rangers or by the sheriff's department.
Okay.
I guess that's it, unless somebody has other
Do you
questions.
have any questions for Sunny? Okay, thank you. We have no pending business, so we'll move on to our new business. Item A is ordinance number 140, credentials for septic inspectors. In the original ordinance, we had one company, so to speak, that could certify septic inspectors, and this is at the time of sale that we have inspections on houses that are selling. And so there is another association, which is the National Association of Wastewater Technicians, and Leslie checked with the health department to see if they are equivalent to the NSF, and they felt they were. So in order to rectify this, we had to add this in our ordinance so that both of those associations could be used. So that's the only change, and it is ordinance number 140, credentials for septic inspectors. Is there any question? She gave you a cover sheet that explained exactly what was going on. Any discussion, any questions, We will
Make a
need-
motion to pass ordinance number 140, credentials for septic inspectors.
Maney, is there support?
Support.
Leonardson, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Leonardson,
Yes.
Garvin,
Yes.
Maney,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yep.
Rosa,
Yes,
Schab,
Yes.
Hoffman votes yes.
motion is carried. Item B is proposed bids for Haywood Park parking lots. Again, this is for a new parking lot just off of Manhattan on our corner lot. And I know you've all seen the plans and prints prior to this. And then this is a reconfiguration of the existing parking lot in the back where it will be paved and striped so we can get the most parking area available. As you know, our overflow in the summertime when the games are going and we have meetings going, it's really difficult to find parking spots. So we sent this out for bid, and those bids were open Tuesday, February 3rd. And the 3 bids that came in, and all of these companies were represented when they were opened. Molon came in at $147,067. Elmer's came in at $144,198, and Elpers came in at $160,050. So these bids were sent back to Scott Josiak and Sarah, and they reviewed them to make sure everything was apples to apples, and came back with a recommendation to the board with Elmer's bid was the lowest bid, plus they could meet the time frame that we had set out in the first place. Now, if you notice in the review, they said possibly we would want to allow for the completion of the original May 29th deadline with weather and so on. So they said they would have it done on the 22nd, but I'm not sure if that matters 1 week later if we want to give them that leeway. That's strictly up to the board. So that was their recommendation. So discussion from the board.
Well, I think we're gonna have to give it some leeway, you can't. Weather is weather.
We had given a date, and for a while, we wasn't sure we could even get any bids in to be completed. Everybody's going to be really busy this summer, so
Yeah.
it was like, okay, if you can give us a bid, then tell us when you could complete it. So that was part of the decision. But certainly 1 week wouldn't matter. And they may get it done by the 22nd anyway, depending on, the situation.
I think the extra week is reasonable.
I do too. Especially in the spring, sometimes you have so much rainy, wet weather,
Yeah.
so. So what's your pleasure?
I move that we accept the bid as submitted from Elmer's for $147,067.
144.
No.
$144,000, I'm sorry.
198?
Yeah. I was looking at the wrong page. 144,198 from Elmer's.
Okay. Is there
I'll
support?
support that.
Garvin?
And you're gonna give them the extra week too, right? Is that part
And
of
we
that?
yes, I will tell them that. Okay, is there further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, item C is summer tax collection agreements. We have two of them. We have one for TBA Intermediate School, and then we also have one for TCAPS. Basically the same amount, it's just that they each want their own agreement, is that right?
Yes.
Trish? So we should do them separately because they both are resolutions and they'll need a roll call vote on each. Any questions about, we do this every year, so it's pretty standard.
The first one is TBA, it's Resolution 1/1415-8.
Yes.
And just to clarify, this is a two-year agreement.
2-year agreement, okay.
On both of them?
Yes. Yeah, TCAPS collects the money, or, pays us,
Mhm.
and they collect the money from the other entities.
Need two separate motions, correct?
Yes, please.
I'll make a motion for resolution 01-14/15-8, TCAPS, Traverse Bay Area Intermediate School District.
And this is for the agreement of the summer tax collection for
Tax.
3 years. Okay?
I'll
Is there
support.
Support by Shaw. Motion was by Garvin. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Schwab,
Yes.
Rosa,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Mayne,
Yes.
Garvin,
Yes.
Leonardson,
Yes,
Hoffman votes yes.
Okay, the second resolution was TCAPS, and it is resolution number 1-1415-9. Any,
Madam Chairman, I would move that we pass resolution number 01-14/15-9.
Leonardson, and that's the TCAPS summer tax collection.
Correct.
Support.
Support by Mayne. Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Garvin,
Yes.
Mayne,
Yes.
Wagner, Rosa,
Yes.
Schwab,
Yes.
Hoffman votes yes. Leonardson,
Yes,
Motion is carried. Item D is the Long Lake Township Insurance Renewal Package for 2015-16. You have the information from Paul Olson, he's Municipal Underwriters of Michigan. And you notice that there was actually no increase from last year other than what we'd added in properties and equipment and that type of thing. Otherwise, he really did not increase the policy. I don't know, Carol, if you know about the question about the volunteers or where that, we can
No, I
certainly
don't.
find that
I'll
out.
have to
We'll,
talk to him about that.
And I suggest you get a price for it, so.
Is that something you discussed in the Parks meeting?
I don't know whether we talked about that specifically, but.
No, we
I'm
didn't.
not, I'm not
Yeah,
really.
no, we haven't, and my understanding was that we were not covered for that, and that's why I have you guys sign those waivers for, if you're gonna volunteer in the parks, I have those waivers for them to sign.
That's what I'm remembering
That
too.
relinquishes us from liability.
Right.
The
We
total
can-
premium this year with the additions is $17,333. And most of that is related to the Timbers property.
Yep. And our new mower and our, and the equipment, the Kubota
Buildings.
tractor over there, yeah. Is there any other discussion regarding our insurance renewal?
Paul's really done a nice job for us, and he's very attentive. We really haven't had any problems with having him respond to concerns we've had, so
He's very good about that.
he's very good about it.
Yeah.
So, do I just need to make a motion to
Accept that.
accept that
Mhm.
price for insurance for this year?
Is that, are you making that motion? Okay.
I just wasn't sure how I wanted, how you wanted me to word that.
If you look at the invoice, and he has it prepared, it's the package plan plus group travel, so you would need to include that in.
So the total is different.
Yeah, that includes the insurance.
I make a motion to accept the total of $18,686 for liability insurance.
I'll
For,
support that.
okay, for the package plan plus the group travel.
Correct.
So Maney and Leonardson, okay. Is there further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, we move on to item D, which is review with council legal opinion provided to the township regarding the fire department. I would move that we go into closed session to discuss the legal opinions of council contained in their letter of January 14, 2015 pertaining to pay for on-call fire department volunteers. That is a motion by Rosa.
I'll support.
Shab, support. Any other questions?
We'll need a roll call vote then.
We need a roll call vote because it has to be 2/3.
Leonardson,
Yes.
Garvin,
Yes.
Maney,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Rosa,
Yes,
Schaub,
Yes.
Hoffman votes yes.
so
You want
unanimous.
to leave then?
Yes.
We'll if we go,
Dale's
next to it too, so.
Dale's not sipping his coffee, you know.
okay, it is 7:16 and I will make a motion to go out of closed session back into open session.
Support?
Rosa's made the motion, supported by Leonardson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I think we need a
Opposed?
roll call.
Oh, do we need a roll call?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Roll call, please.
Maney,
Yes.
Garvin,
Yes.
Rosa,
Yes.
Leonardson,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Schaub,
Yes.
Hoffman votes yes.
Okay, and here's my agenda here. The direction that we are going to take, I don't know if someone wants to make a motion to direct, the legal representatives to go to Smith, Holy, Rice, and Roby and talk to them about our situation.
So
I'll make that
moved.
motion.
You'll make that motion?
Support.
Was that clear enough?
Yeah, okay.
Maybe our attorney counsel could restate that. Let's see.
Move to authorize Todd Millar and Karen Keenbaum to represent the township in discussions with Smith, Hoy, Rice, and Roby regarding its opinion letter concerning on-call firefighter pay.
Very good. Is that
Yes. You want me to
motion
say that?
second?
Yes, I made
Okay.
the motion, she seconded it.
Okay.
Yep.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion is carried. Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good
Yeah,
day.
thanks,
Thank you.
Todd.
Thanks.
And that-
We'll be in
good night,
touch.
Todd.
Yeah.
And that was a second by you.
Trish.
Now Trish.
And you second.
Okay, we're on to payment of bills.
First, we have budget status.
Do we have the, okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No. Go right ahead. I thought you had something, this was the amendment to the budget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you
Yeah.
have?
That's
Okay.
coming as well.
Okay.
Okay. This is an updated budget status. We haven't had one for a bit. There's one area that needs some attention, and it's on page 23. And it is a newly created budget center to deal with road maintenance expenses for Timbers Trail. And you can see that it's in deficit, and that is a snow plowing bill. And so we are going to propose to put some money in that budget, because it looks like those bills are going to be, well, it depends on the snow, but going to be running about $1,800 a month. But then we'll be getting money back in, but it's not there yet. So we need to make a budget amendment. We are proposing to move $10,000 from contingency, which is on page 34, and move it into the Timbers Trail budget center.
$10,000, right?
Yes.
And we will be billing back those persons that are using Timbers Trail, but until we get through that season. A portion, because we also will be paying a portion of that,
Yeah.
the township will. Okay.
So the proposed budget amendment is to decrease the general fund contingency by $10,000 and to increase the Timbers Trail maintenance and repair in the general fund by $10,000.
Is that a motion, Carol?
It is.
I'll second that.
Okay, Carol and Garvin. Further discussion?
I should have a roll on that.
Okay, roll call.
Lennerson,
Yes.
Garvin,
Yes.
Maney,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Rosa,
Yes.
Schaub,
Yes.
Hoffman.
Now we'll do the check register report.
Check register covers checks 32707 through 32741 in the amount of $26,552.08. Is there any question that I might be able to answer for you?
I'll make a motion to pay check register report checks number 32707 through 32741, a total of $26,552.08.
Garvin,
Support.
support by Lemerson. Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Schaub,
Yes.
Rosa,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Garvin,
Yes.
Maney,
Yes.
Lennerson,
Yes.
Hoffman.
Motion is carried. Now the vendor approval summary.
That covers checks 32742 through 32762 in the amount of $20,918.43. My printer wasn't working real well, so I filled in the other than regular run-of-the-mill payments. Thought that might help.
Mhm.
Is there a question I might answer for you?
I'm gonna assume that this Ed Olson here has something to do with Timbers Trail there.
No.
He
No.
snow blows South Long Lake Forest. That
Oh,
parking
okay.
lot.
Parking lot,
That's
he's
a-
done that
okay.
for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I guess I'd never heard his name, so,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the vendor approval summary report for the amount of $20,918.43 for checks 32742 through 32762.
Shaw,
I'll support that.
okay, Dan? Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Littleson,
Yes.
Garvin,
Yes.
Meany,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Rosa,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Hoffman votes yes.
Okay, and we are adjourned at 7:23. Thank you much, everyone.